Hello, and welcome to another episode of Comedians Interviewing Musicians. My name is Becky Jo Neal. Unfortunately, Kim Stacy is out this evening. She's very sick, so send your tater tots and pears her way. I know she would appreciate that. I don't know, comment on one of her Instagrams. She's got Lorraine's and Kim's. You should follow Lorraine's Instagram anyway if you're not. Stop what you're doing right now. Just kidding. We are here with the lovely and talented ladies of Hardened and Tempered. We have Kristen Davidson and Carolyn Phillips. Give it up.
Hello.
Thanks for joining us. We really appreciate you guys being here. Quarantine is kind of crazy, but we can all do it because of the people that support us and love us. We want to thank our Patreon subscribers. You mean everything to us. Like getting to do the exclusive things, which y'all are about to find out, is some of my favorite parts of this show, because it feels like we're about to talk to like just our like secret friends and it's super fun. So I'm super, I don't know why I keep saying the word super, someone punch me. I'm stoked to have you guys be a part of the Music Firsthand family, and thank you again for being here.
Oh, thanks for having us.
Yeah. Okay. For the podcast people, why don't you just both say your names so they know which voice is yours?
Sure. I'm Kristen Davidson.
I'm Carolyn Phillips.
Thanks again. And for the people who are listening on Facebook, I know Jana Pochop is here. Hi, girl. We interviewed her a couple of months ago. I have no idea what time is anymore, but I know that both it's live on YouTube and our Patreon. So be sure to check out that interview, and on Facebook as well. And Jason Eastman, hi, nice to see you. Jana asked earlier what the preferred bourbon was as of 7 p.m. today. So what are you guys drinking?
Blanton.
Oh, and for the podcast viewers, these whiskey glasses they have are beautiful.
These are vintage.
They're my grandmother's.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. They're like, it's like a sunburst and some like beautiful. Oh, how beautiful. I love a vintage moment. We're here for some good bourbon. I'm drinking some shitty Jameson because I'm a shitty Irish person. That's just what we do. But cheers to our patron subscribers and the people who are here.
Cheers.
Cheers.
If you guys are going to I know that quarantine times are hard, but we are all working people out here. So we have put on a little ticker at the bottom, the Venmo and the PayPal of Hardened and Tempered. And it's H-Tempered on Venmo and info@Hardened and Tempered on PayPal. And if you find yourself so inclined to toss some dollars Kristen and Carolyn's way, please do that. And we've decided, we've been trying to do this thing where we give an emoji attachment to the tips on Venmo and PayPal, so they know 2 years down the line when you, Jeff Blurgen-Sturfin, who's listening to this right now, can tip them. So we're going to do a fist bump and a bourbon glass emoji. And that's how these lovely people from Hardened and Tempered will be able to know that you listen to this show. So throw a tip with a fist bump and a bourbon glass, and they will know it is from you and from this show. Jason Eastman agrees that Blanton's is very good. So thanks to y'all, the sponsors.
F. Blurgen-Spurgen's here.
I really hope. We can only pray that, it's made it to that part of whatever made up section of Germany I derived him from. This is the time where I get to ask you about your quarantine experience. I know you guys have you produced an album in the middle of quarantine. Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Sure. Well, quarantine, I mean, it's just been complicated. So it's been a whole roller coaster of emotions. But we found that making our new album, which is called Hold the Line, which we just released this past week, was a really grounding experience. It was nice to just disappear into the creative process for moments when we got to, and that sort of it broke up the monotony of what day is it?
Yeah, what is time? What year is it?
Yeah.
I guess, Carolyn, for you, like when quarantine started, did you think that you were going to finish an album in that time period?
Yeah.
Actually, there we go. She's like, I had goals.
Yes. We pretty much stick to our calendar. No. No, we, I guess it really never crossed our minds that we wouldn't, quite honestly. I think that we
had planned to record it in 2020, but when we actually scheduled it kept changing, so we could accommodate
And so the
quarantine.
logistics changed, and how do you go into the studio to record? So we had to quarantine for 2 weeks before, and then go in and quarantine after, and so our process was different. But I don't know. I don't think it actually crossed our minds that we wouldn't, because that was really, I guess, maybe something we just held on to throughout the quarantine.
Right. I mean, I think for a lot of people, and we talked a little bit about it before in our private conversations, because y'all weren't there. Deal with it. We're friends now. The sort of pressure to create something, but also like the internal need to be able to continue to create, especially through times of isolation and sort of creative depravity. Like, was the album like a driving force, or was it like something that you could look forward to every day?
It's definitely something we looked forward to, and I mean, these songs weren't written in quarantine, so I think two of them were finished up at the first part of 2020, and so it's a very different creative process for us, whether we're writing the songs versus going into the studio to record them. So it was just a delight and a true joy to focus on the creative process of recording the songs. But on the flip side of that, I've tried to keep a writing routine, but I definitely go through much harder periods of just not wanting to write or not wanting to create. So I sort of force myself through it just because I think the routine is good. But I guess I've experienced both sides of that coin, where we had songs in the can, we were ready to record, and that was a delight. And then sort of the brand new creative process, mostly it's just a surly roar. I'll go eat some more cookie dough type.
You're allowed. You have to treat yourself. You have to be able to reward yourself.
You really shouldn't tell us that. We need to stop treating ourselves.
Nonsense. 2021 is all about self-care, and I believe cookie dough is a self-care pillar. Did you like, other than obviously pumping out a new album, or just recording the process of that, did you learn any new hobbies? Did you find anything new that interests you, since you can't, we can't be out engaging with people?
I'm scared to death of what Kristen's going to say right now.
Don't tell them about my Beanie Baby collection. Don't tell them about my Beanie Baby collection. No.
Well, she did declare the other day in a strange accent that she had learned a new language in quarantine.
Okay, please explain.
She just spoke with an accent and declared it.
Look, I think I've learned a new language.
Okay, I love it. I'm 100% here for it. But you know what's funny is that, okay, I want every history person to come for me in the comments, because I want this to be true so bad. But I was watching an episode of RuPaul's Drag Race one time, and two queens were talking about British accents, and one queen was like, did you know that the British accent was adopted by the Brits after they came over to America and heard how terrible their accent was, and they wanted to separate themselves from plebeian American idiocy, so they developed an elitist dialect that made them sound fancier. And I hope it's real, because if that's true, then you just recreated whatever queen that was like, this is a new language, we're going to talk like this now because the Americans are dirty, and it will be spectacular.
What did you do in quarantine?
Exactly. I developed a language. Like, oh. So obviously, we're a little stir crazy. What is, okay, apart from reinventing or reinvention of a potential snobby, shady active that just invented an entire dialect of people, what's the weirdest thing you've done in quarantine?
Weirdest. Well, when I start becoming creature-like, Kristen tells me I need to leave the house.
Creature-like? Kristen, please explain.
Well, she'll crawl into furniture differently. Just the act of crawling, and then I'll be like, it's time for you to like run some errands. And
it's time for you to run some errands. Oh no.
That's as exciting as it gets.
Yeah.
You need to fill the car up with gas. It's full. Fill the car up with gas. Oh no. See, okay. Crawling on furniture differently. So is this just like you're just trying to rethink how to sit on this couch? Is this an impulsion? Walk me through this.
Oftentimes think our dog is smarter than we are.
She
I
is.
thought, maybe she maybe she knows something we don't know.
Honestly, though, that's not wrong. Sometimes I look at my dog and I'm like, you're the snarkiest asshole I've ever met. But why are you so smart? Like, I didn't give you permission to figure out how to open a door. I don't know why you thought it was okay. Ooh, Spring Willow Lee is here. Creature like, LOL. Yes. When you said that, I was imagining like for some reason, like she sprouted 8 legs out of her back and is crawling around the house. And you're like, no, ma'am.
No.
So she may mimic that. Like that's a really good illustration. Like, so she literally doesn't have 8 sprung legs, but she will maybe imagine it and mimic what that might look like. And then she'll scare herself because she can't deal with spiders or bugs. So
Carolyn's like, I do not. I am scary. Everyone agrees. Although I had a friend who, when we were in elementary school and middle school, and she was the first person to show me my first scary movie, and her dad's like football surround sound basement. So it was like a double, and I was like maybe 8 or 9. And I'm pretty sure it was The Ring. I was maybe like 10. And she showed me The Ring and I panicked. And I, to this day, have a fear of crawling children. Just don't like it. I don't like it at any speed. And this one would wait until we were all asleep at the sleepover. And then she had bunk beds. So we couldn't run. Like, where are we going to go? Like and she would start crawling from the end of her room in the dark and wait for us to wake up. Like, is there something in the room? And then she would really fast crawl underneath her bed. Yeah, she had a kid, and I was like, I swear, if your child does not wake you up like Mara from The Ring, I'm gonna personally babysit and make sure she's the first that she sees The Ring at 8 years old and scares the hell out of you. I think it is time for a song. People watching on Facebook, if you showed up just now, we put a little ticker on the bottom of Hardened and Temper's Venmo. So if you're enjoying the song, you're having a good time, please toss some money their direction. So they're working hard for the money. That's the point. And I would love you all to see the lovely and talented Hardened and Tempered.
Thank you.
Thanks. Well, this song's actually about a spider, so
Good segue.
good segue. It's called Magnolia, and it's off our new album called Hold the Line. Sugar tree, clean, sweet sugar tree, glossy smile so pristine, sipping juleps in the shade, forget what's been swept away, you know only what's evergreen, when the fog rolls in along the levee, summer sends a shiver and brings you to your knees, that's the wild catching you. Oh, Magnolia, you wouldn't believe me if I told you. Oh, Magnolia. Oh, anchor line falling down, drifting on a gentle breeze. Reel it in, pull it tight, tiptoe to the other side. Wrap me in a silken tapestry. Frost falls, winter's dressed in lace. You feel that little whisper dance across your face. That's the wild catching you. Oh, Magnolia, you wouldn't believe me if I told you. Oh, Magnolia, you'll find beauty where you never thought it'd be. Oh me, oh my, you're pretty, but it's not the flower that impresses me. It's what the spiders spin behind petals and leaves. Oh, Magnolia, you wouldn't believe me if I told you. Oh, Magnolia, you'll find beauty where you never thought it'd be. You'll find beauty where you never thought it'd be.
Yes. Okay. Well, the online engagement. Some Spring Will Elise said, I imagined sloth-like movement, which is adorable.
Yes.
Just adorable. And Spring Willow also loved Magnolia, and Sandy Co says Magnolia is my fave.
Hi, Sandy.
We want to send a quick shout out to Share Tea at Share Tea Realtors. Her and her girl Waffles the Chicken Purse are selling and buying houses left and right. And I know a lot of people are in transitional points in their life, coming to the hump of this quarantine. A lot of people, I mean, it's been almost a year. Some people's leases are up. So if you need to get a new house or you need to sell your house, please contact Share T. She is the one to go for. And Cecily Allman is giving you applause.
Hi, Cecily.
And also just another quick shout out to some of our sponsors, Jake Farr at Farr Guitar Studios. If you are wanting to, you're so inspired by these beautifully talented people that you would like to learn guitar, Jake Farr will teach you, and Gerald Bailey will teach you how to cook at geraldbaileys.kitchen.com. Debbie Stanley's got your house concert and concert needs. The Wallens are an incredible group that you'd love to follow. They're a husband and wife. They're absolutely charming, beautiful folk singers, travelers. They have cute dogs. Please go follow them. Jeff Plankenhorn, if you don't know, is a legend and is truly one of the kindest people you can meet. He's super loving and just like, he's like a fun uncle. I just love him. Brian Wolf, the less fun uncle. Just kidding. Brian Wolf is gorgeous. We love him. Please support Brian Wolf. He's got a new podcast, Greetings from wherever. Greetings from nowhere. Greetings from, I've been on it and I don't even know. Jesus, someone fire me. And we'd like to give a special shout out to our most favorite Patreon subscribers and fans, Earl and Ray. We miss you and I love you. And I know Kim wanted me to tell you guys that we just can't wait to be out back in the scene. So wear a mask and we can do this. Thanks again to the wonderful talent of Hardened and Tempered, Kristen and Carolyn. This is the portion of our show. Kim is not here, but I get to play Kim. So gird your loins. No, she usually, she does a lot of creeping for us. She's our internet Nancy Drew sleuth master. And she does a really good job of kind of creeping on the Instagram, going to the website, Facebooks and whatnot. Ironically, she does not have a Facebook, but she's a millennial and she will find that shit. But she really wanted to know sort of like, because there's very rarely like on your platforms for your band, there's very little like separation because you're a group, and she wanted to know more about you individually. So some of these questions, we're just going to have you answer them both. Is there something you wish that your fans or people not in the music business could see, like a behind the scenes thing, or like her examples are like making and sending out an album, picking out the stage outfits for your tour, picking the puzzle of fitting everything in a car for tours, etc. Like what is something you wish people outside of the music business could understand about your process?
We tend to travel like the Clampets. So we will, I mean, it doesn't matter if it's an overnight or a gig down the street. We will be prepared for Armageddon and a deprivation of coffee.
Oh,
So we pack everything with us wherever we go.
We always
Always.
travel with our coffee pot or
I don't know
some
how to
form of
cut
coffee
it
maker.
down. Yeah. Mhm.
that's smart because that's not always a promise. Even in the hotels where they're like, "This is a coffee machine," I'm like, "Is it?"
Exactly.
Like
Like,
it may make coffee, but does it make drinkable coffee?
Correct.
Difference.
yes. Let's see what else. Um, hmm.
I feel like the live stream setup should now be something that people outside the music business should try to understand, like what we do here and the complicated nature in which getting, you know, 3 or 4 different uh like personalities on a streaming system that's all going to run the same thing and have the sound mix. Like, I would love if everyone understood how complicated that is. Like, have you ever tried to teach your ancient aunt how to use Facebook?
Yeah. Well, we tend to have to be solving our tech problems in the and also solving the tech problems for family states away. So it's all sort of simultaneously. But like today, we started our own sound check, and for some reason, everything was overdriven.
Wrong.
And so it was trial and error where we would set up a Zoom link to record and then play it back and then, you know, tinker. And
We started our pre-recording process at 4:30.
Damn.
How long?
yeah. So, I mean, I'm sure there's a better way to do it, but that was the level of problem solving
Yeah.
we had to.
It's when so Kristen does all of the tech stuff, and I am completely useless with the tech side of things. And so, like, an example of that is when we just did our live performance for the album release. Kristen was like so intense and just working all of it, doing all of it, doing all of the all of the computer stuff that I don't ever do. And I knew my main role in that moment was to keep my mouth shut and to not make a sound, not cause her anxiety to go up. So I went, so I was like just pacing around the house as she was trying to get things to go, and it was a very stressful moment.
It's hard. People don't understand, like, there's so many things that are outside of your control, and there's certain, softwares that don't communicate with each other, and those are things that, like, I'm of the generation that, like, in elementary school we had computer classes, which was unprecedented to my sister, who was like 5 years older than me. You know what I mean? Like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, that they do not teach us how to do this in school. Right. It's hard. Also, this is just super sweet. I'm guessing this is from a baby, but Julia Eastman, in quotes, "I recognized this song when they said Magnolia, and it's from Grayson."
Oh, Grayson's my 4-year-old nephew.
It is a baby. Okay, good. I was like, please don't be an adult. But sounded like a little sweet baby thing.
Oh. Way to confirm first.
Yes, I think maybe. No, that's, yeah, because I'm Aunt Bubbles to one of my nephews. So every time he sees Bubbles or hears the word Bubbles, he's like, "Me?" I'm like, "No, I wish. What if I could be like Glinda and just come down in a bubble?" Oh, that'd be the sick ass aunt. Mm-hmm. Right? I mean, I'm from Kansas. It might as well happen.
Nebraska.
Okay. What?
I know.
Nebraska. See, normally, because I'm a K-State Wildcat, and the Huskers, we hate each other. But I did have one positive interaction with the Nebraska Husker at a bar in Manhattan, and it's because we both didn't know we were watching. Like, I'm like notorious for, like, I'm not gonna wear this shirt. The shirt's ugly. Yes, I'm here for the Wildcats, but the shirt is ugly. I'm not wearing that shirt. So I'd be like an all black, the only person in all black at the football game. I'm like, what? And this guy was also in all black, and we were sitting at the bar, and we were trying to be like, yeah, we're also not watching the game. We're watching the game. And he like knocked his like nacho cheese in my direction. I was like, oh man, it's cool. Like, anything for a Wildcat. And he literally looked at me like, what? You thought I was? And I was like, you're in a bar in my town. Okay, get out. And I like thought we were friends for like a second. And then he walked away, and he came back around. He's like, by the way, that was the funniest thing that's happened to me all day. And I'm just going to thank you for that. And that was the only positive, but I'm going to add this one to my most positive interaction with a person from Nebraska.
Awesome.
You win.
You would dress like a black shirt. That's why.
I just didn't know. He was like, "Oh, so you also want to hurt people?" No, okay, calm down. This one's fun too. And we've asked this question before, but I'm very curious to hear about yours because before the podcast started, we did talk a little bit about some crime dramas and some jurisdictional dramas. What show or movie would you be happy to make a soundtrack for? Can be already existing or something yet to come, maybe a genre.
Ooh, Thelma and Louise.
Oh, that's great.
I mean,
That's a good one.
I love the soundtrack as is.
But
I
if you
think-
could also be on it, I mean,
I think yes, to be a part of it. That would be favorite movie, excellent soundtrack. It would be great to jump in on that soundscape.
yeah, if Hardened and Tempered was on the Thelma and Louise track, it might be as big as the Bodyguard soundtrack. That could be it. I'd be here for it. What about you, Carolyn?
Oh, I don't know if I've got one of those.
She'd have to remember a movie.
Or if you could, you could score a genre of a film. Like, what's your favorite film genre?
Rom-com.
Oh yeah, no, you guys would be great in a rom-com. Are you kidding?
I like it light and easy, and I like a happy ending.
Lots of harmonies.
Lots of harmonies.
Ooh, so what if we are you like a holiday person?
You mean the show or like the genre?
Like are you like a Christmas person at all? Like are you like really into the holidays? Because what if you did a rom-com Christmas movie that goes straight to Hallmark but has the only good redeemable thing about it is the happy-go-lucky beautiful soundtrack that's still kind of Christmassy?
I think we could create that. I think we could create what we think is actually missing sometimes.
100%. Like sometimes it's the authenticity that's missing, right? Like, and your guys' music is so like honest but it's I don't want to use the word raw is not right, but it's kind of like bare. It's like even the lyrics in Magnolia are like, yeah, the flower is pretty, but I'm not, it's like the least cool part about you, flower. Like that kind of thing. It's very like honest.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Rom-coms lack honesty. Because no one's ever that cute on a first meet cute. Like you don't run into the airport. You don't meet someone in the airport and be like, wow, that dude is hot. Like no one in the airport. Ooh, Jana Potop wants to know, if you could go to New Orleans right now, what's the first thing you'd eat? It's a great question.
You cut out. Where would we go?
If you go to New Orleans right now, what's the first thing that you would eat?
I was just thinking the other day, Cafe Nanu.
But specifically, if you could eat anything like...
well, they're all crepes, which would be great. But beignets are, I mean,
beignet.
we're bourbon and beignet. We like that pairing. So usually if there's a fresh beignet, we'll grab it.
I mean, 100%. Although I feel like I've only been to New Orleans one time, and it's where I had my first oyster, which was an experience. I'm again, Nebraska, Kansas.
Right.
We don't know those things. And like the grossest thing. Yeah, it's very like, it was very fancy to me. And I feel like the setup was super casual. And I'm like, but isn't this like what rich people eat? Like, why are we doing this? And there was so much dirt involved, and I wasn't prepared for the dirt. But I think I might have just had a bad one. I would do it again. And I feel like if I had to go to New Orleans right now, I would like try an oyster again, just because I've been locked up for a year. And fuck it, just nope, like who cares? But I don't know. If you could go to New Orleans right now and do anything fun, like entertainment wise, what would you do?
Frenchman Street. Anywhere. Just
like that's
weaving in and out of the bars. And we were actually on Frenchman Street one time and ran into Cyndi Lauper. So it's a nice memory.
Was Jana with us?
For the podcast listeners, my face just fell off. Wait, what? You ran into her?
Yeah. She's a couple sheets to the wind. So there was some bobbing and weaving, but very cool. She just played a phenomenal set at Jazz Fest, and so it was like seeing the unicorn in the pasture.
Yeah, Jana Pochop just commented, "I was not there, damn it," in all caps.
Next time.
Okay, the most exciting things I saw in New Orleans when I was there, granted it was for my friend's 40th birthday party, so we hit a strip club, was a stripper wearing full Santa Walmart lingerie in the middle of October.
Oh.
It was like, no, it was like early October. And she had like Santa, like Mrs. Claus get up. And I'm like, I respect it. And my work wife ran away drunk at 3 a.m. and came home with over $500 worth of vintage Polly Pocket toys that she found on the ground.
Oh.
Yeah, she just came back. And by the way, she lost her pants somehow and she was wearing a leotard, but she came back and I had this video of my other friend and I sitting on our Airbnb porch, like wasted. And then we hear kind of squawking and we see a little bit of sequin moving around and we're like, oh, Rachel's coming back. And like a little beacon of drunk hope. She walks down the street, her like white thighs are like gleaming at us. I'm like, where are your pants? She did not know.
Oh no.
She did not know. She met some girl at a bar on an extravaganza moment, and she started making out with some girl. Found out she was like 20, ran away, and then like came back. And on the way home, she found this bag of toys and said "free shit" on it. And she opened it up, and it was like Polly Pocket, like the clasps, like the little clamshells. And we Googled it, and like, you know, some pieces were selling on eBay for like $200. I'm like, that was a score, even though we thought she might have died.
That's amazing.
It was a right. That's a wild one.
That's a wild one. I wasn't expecting that.
We were fully expecting Unsolved Mysteries to come up to us 6 months later. Like, do you know where your friend is? We have no idea. Do you not know? I don't know. This is the last Kim question before we go to a couple of songs. But what band or artist would you scream with joy if they covered one of your songs, dead or alive?
If I think we're having.
Oh no. Dang it. I was like, oh no, now you're freezing.
Oh.
Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. Sorry. What band or artist would you scream with joy if they covered one of your songs, dead or alive?
Oh, so many. I mean, Dolly Parton, I think I would spontaneously combust. And it's her, so we love Dolly.
All day.
She could sing Magnolia. She'd knock it out of the park.
Yeah.
She'd find some beautiful top harmony on that, and it would just be. She could yodel.
Yeah. She can do whatever she wants.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's alive. What artist is no longer with us that you would want to collaborate or have them cover your songs?
So the person I listen to the most when I just want to turn on music is Nina Simone.
Exactly.
And I just disappear into her songs and her expression, her musicality, her voice, everything about it is transformative. So she's a favorite.
Oh, 100%. The dreaminess. Ooh. What about you, Carolyn?
No, I was actually going to say Nina Simone, and I actually thought, like, especially dreaming of someone to cover who maybe isn't alive, like even more so, like something that you could never do, and that's yeah.
I mean, like, I think that's why I love listening to her, because like I could never make that sound. Whatever sound she produces with her, you know, majestic throat and vocal cords, like never in my wildest dreams could I even come close to that. So.
But it would be cool to hear them layered. Oh my gosh. There's something about, Nina Simone is one of the artists, like when you hear people like cover her music, it's hard. It's like Stevie Nicks so even like some people can really do a good Celine Dion, but rarely can anyone do a good Nina Simone.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, Jason Eason said I could hear Johnny Cash covering something with June Carter. 100%.
That's a good one. Thanks.
That is a good one.
Oh, come on, Jason. Wait, is Jason Eastman and
Grayson?
This is your nephew's baby daddy and mama? Wait, who's who?
Yep. So Grayson is the 4-year-old. Then Julia and Jason are. Julia's my sister. Jason's my brother-in-law.
How many are you both from big families? What's are you not like, are you the youngest, middle, only child?
I'm the middle child.
Hell
I'm the
yeah. You're the oldest?
youngest.
Youngest. Ooh, I love a middle and a youngest combo. That's my, because they're two completely different kinds of people. That's a fact.
Yeah.
Like that's a very big fact. And my best friends and I, none of us have an oldest sibling friend because the youngest and the middle seem to get each other the most.
Oh, interesting.
Because the oldest one's always like, look at all the sacrifices I've made for you. I'm like, whatever.
Wah, wah.
Right. Like, okay, sorry, you only got mom and dad's sole attention, you bitch. Like, sorry.
You got that. You made me a parent.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, please. Our firstborn. No one says that about the second-born or the third-born. Like, no one cares. No. That's on that note. Let's hear a couple of more songs from Hardened and Tempered. We're going to hear a couple more. We're going to come back with a quick little game and a question. And then after that, we're going to cut the stream. So you have time right now to join Patreon. And if you want to, in a couple of days, we'll be able to put up this incredible exclusive interview we're going to give you afterwards. But if you want to toss some dollars at Kristen and Carolyn right now, their Venmo and PayPal is tickered at the bottom. So please send. Yes, with a fist bump and a bourbon glass. So get on that. This is a couple of more songs from Hardened and Tempered, ladies and gentlemen.
So all the songs we're playing tonight are off of our new album called Hold the Line.
And this next song is called Counting the Cars. Oops. I just got run over. Okay. I was born and I'll die, sentenced to life, as much time as I can. A cage painted white holds as much hope as a wedding dress wrapped in barbed wire. If I'd free my mind, I'd thumb a ride with each car that comes into view. Imagine a road that goes anywhere, and I just wanna go home. Every day of the week, rain, shine, or Texarkana heat, my time is told watching the road, counting the cars go by, counting the cars go by. Sleep and suffer the space in between. I may dare to dream, but nothing good grows in a garden of steel and concrete. No letters, no calls, no one at all, since Mama must have passed away. If only I knew that restless and bored weren't the worst things a kid can go through. The week, rain, shine, or Texarkana heat, my time is told watching the road, counting the cars go by, counting the cars go by. I wake Sometimes I pray I'm treated the same as an old pair of leather boots. 'Cause even a shoe gets a new sole when the old one's been worn through. And our every day of the week, rain, shine, or Texarkana heat, my time is told watching the road, counting the cars go by, counting the cars go by, counting the cars go by. Thank you. All right, well, this next song is called Crossroads, and it also is on our new album called Hold the Line. And I wrote it, I wrote it a long time ago in a completely different version, and then it made different revisions. And this current version I wrote when I was preparing to argue at the Supreme Court, because I was under a lot of stress and feeling conflicted. Mm-hmm. So it's called Crossroads. My heart's held out like a lantern in the night. Dreams burn with kerosene to cast a shaft of light, but I summon from the shadows a fear that keeps me paralyzed. I can't stay, I can't go, the middle of a maze with a broken compass rose. The stars are dark, the wind is slow. I'm standing on the crash course, crossroads. I walked each mile with the map you made for me. If I blamed you now, I'd forget I took each step willingly. I know what could have been is what will never be. I can't stay, I can't go, the middle of a maze with a broken compass rose. The stars are dark, the wind is slow. I'm standing on the crash course, crossroads. I don't know where I'm going, but I don't want to be where I am now. I never turned a corner, but somehow I got turned around. I can't stay, I can't go, the middle of a maze with a broken compass rose. The stars are dark, the wind is slow. I'm standing on the crash course, crossroads. I can't stay, I can't go, the middle of a maze with a broken compass rose. Stars are dark, the wind is slow. I'm standing on the crash course, crossroads.
Yay! Oh my God. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Hardened and Tempered. Thank you again so much for joining us. We really appreciate it. This is Kristen and Carolyn of Hardened and Tempered. If you are having a good time, please tip them below on the ticker at H-Tempered on Venmo and info at Hardened and Tempered on PayPal. We've got a lot of people who are replying with little applause emojis. Jason Eastman, Jana, Les Delka, Sandy Coe, Cecily Allman. Everybody's having a great time. Thank you so much for tuning in, everybody.
Watching.
We appreciate you. If you're liking what you're seeing and you want to see other artists that presumably you will know, Jana Potop being one of them, we've interviewed like 160 people by now. So thank you. Like, tune into our stuff, join our Patreon. We've got some really cool, we're trying this out. If you refer a friend, like let's say you have a friend who you think might really enjoy the show and you tell them about it and they join our Patreon and let us know, we would love to roast your friend on our show. We will take 3 to 5 minutes of our entire show to roast your friend. Kim and I will write jokes. It will be sweet and heartfelt and loving, but it will still be a roast. And we think it'll be really sweet. Oh, Kathy Cox says, great job, Carolyn and Kristen. Thanks so much for tuning in, you guys. This is the segment of the show where we like to do a little game. I am an idiot. I told them this pre-interview, but I feel like I should also be transparent with our audience. I don't know how to write a calendar. Numbers, hard. Days of the week, impossible. So I thought this interview was happening 3 weeks ago because I, again, don't know how to read my own handwriting. And I had this whole game, like your top 20s of 2020. But I think now, because we're in the first 3 weeks of the year, so much shit has happened. For the podcast listeners, again, my brain fell out of my face just remembering these last 3 weeks. Tomorrow's a whole brand new day. Whew, God bless it. Praise be. My mom and I are popping champagne at 7 a.m. That is absolutely happening. And for the podcast listeners, democracy. Anywho, we're going to do your top faves of 2021 so far. So I'm going to ask you certain things. I want each one of you to tell me of your favorite categories thus far this year have met that. What is your top binged TV show or your favorite TV show or news series that you have discovered in 2021?
Your Honor.
Oh,
100%.
With Bryan Cranston. It's very good.
Mm-hmm.
New Orleans based crime drama. Intense.
It is very intense. If you're one of the people who can't handle like cliffhangers or like deep, intense family drama, probably not a good one. But if you love to punish yourself with not knowing what's going to happen to Bryan Cranston's character for a whole 6 days, you'll watch it. Kristen or Carolyn, are you watching anything fun?
Well, I watch a lot of TV, I feel like, but the only thing that's coming to my mind right now is Big Mouth.
Oh my God. Why did I know you were going to say that? I don't know why. I thought it in my head. I was like, I hope she says Big Mouth because I'm also
so good.
For anyone who's unfamiliar with Big Mouth, it is an animated TV show that explores hormones and preteen puberty, and it is genius.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. It is fantastic. It is that I feel like we've seen 2 seasons now since COVID hit. Or maybe I just rewatched. I may have rewatched the series, but it's truly a delight.
Anybody with a teenager.
And anyone who's not like, that's the thing is I watched, what are those, the Y92 or the 92, what that New York sort of TED Talkie series. And it was Nick Kroll, John Mulaney, several of the creators like Andrew Goldberg, Jesse Klein. It had all these voice actors that were on. Jason Mantzoukas was on there. They were all talking about the show, and they had a Q&A afterwards, and they're like, do you think Big Mouth should be taught as sex ed? And they were like, absolutely not. But do we think that sex ed is lacking? 100%. But it's one of those things where the metaphor is so strong and so fervent, and it makes so much sense, and everybody relates to it because it is bizarre.
Well, and I mean, Maya Rudolph as a hormone monster, she's just it. I mean,
Bow down, bubble bath.
no, I
Bow
was just going
down.
to say bubble bath. Bubbles.
Yes. And to top it off, they made the move this year, and Jenny Slate, in her privilege and power and prowess, made the move this year to remove herself from that character because she plays a biracial character on the show. It's a voice act. It's obviously a cartoon. We can't make Maya Rudolph a real life hormone monstress as much as we wish we could. I think, and especially right after the Black Lives Matter movement, Jenny Slate realized representation really does matter. And I'm going to remove myself from this role. And they cast someone of color for that role who is brilliant. Like, and if y'all aren't watching Big Mouth, Big Mouth in your honor.
I'm jealous if someone hasn't seen Big Mouth that they can watch 3 seasons now.
Right. You can just binge for 2 days. And you know what? If you find yourself watching Your Honor now and you're caught up in the next 6 episodes, you, between 6th and 7th episode, could feasibly watch all of Big Mouth.
Yeah.
Fill that time.
Easy.
Oh, I love that. Okay. Have you found a new song, band, or artist since 2021 that you would like to shout out or champion?
In the last 3 weeks.
I know it's kind of hard.
In the last 3 weeks. But in 2020, I would say my number one was actually Gaslighter.
Ooh.
Hicks. Yeah. That was my number one listen, I think, last year.
Okay, so what's your number one listen of last year, Kristen?
Love Gaslighter, but I was pretty blown away with Folklore, Taylor Swift. That was a favorite. But I have to say, 3 weeks we've been just working our tails off to get our album out. So haven't really been listening to new stuff. But what we do, which is delightful, is if we know we're going to be spun on a program, we usually try and tune in. And so we've gotten to listen to programs, and what it makes us do is stop for an hour and listen. And we appreciate how wonderful it is to have music curated by a human being and not an algorithm. And we've heard a lot of new stuff. I haven't been engaged in a way to like write down names of new stuff that has grabbed me. But that process of listening to radio programs, and then, of course, we're always sort of like giggling that we're pulled into that mix, and there we are. But radio is still so important. I think anything that's human powered is so important. So that's what I've been reflecting on in 3 weeks.
I love that. No, it's perfect. I mean, it makes sense because you can't, if you don't have the time to devote to like exploring, it's because you're devoting your time to creating and producing. Like that's 100%. Do you have a favorite like at-home recipe? Anything you've cooked for yourself in the last 3 weeks? You're like, damn, I am a goddess. This is working for me. I am Martha Stewart.
Okay, well, we don't bake very often, but we did bake cookies over Christmas, and they were damn good cookies. Yeah, they we were really pretty impressed. Yeah.
Did you do like a cookie exchange?
But we did deliver to some friends, which was fun. And
then we hoarded.
Yeah, then we ate a lot of them.
Yeah, we ate a lot of cookies. That's actually how we got through the coup as we were watching the news.
We did.
We polished off a couple bins of cookies watching the news. So,
well, I mean, I was making fun of myself earlier because I'm surrounded by my weird miniatures that I can't stop making. But that's what I was doing during the coup. I had my AirPods in, and I was listening to my dumbass podcast, and I'm having a grand old time. And I'm thinking to myself, like, oh, like nothing's happening on TV. I purposefully started doing my model because I didn't want to watch his speech and I didn't want to watch this dumb march. And I was like, okay, it's going to be over because they don't have a whole lot of loyalty. So it's like, can't be that long. Then half of them are on walkers. So I don't really think we're going to last that long. And it was like, and 2 hours into it, my mom is screaming and I take my AirPods out. I'm like, Jesus, they're in the building. Like, how is, I leave this city for 5 minutes to work on my tiny miniature podcast studio. And for the podcast listeners, I'm a sad person. I've been making miniature dollhouse homes, and we're up to 5. I'm working on my 6th one. But no, that's not a thing. Yeah, it can't be. No. Mm-mm. That's fair. We'll move on. Okay, when was the best laugh you have had in 2021? The hardest you have laughed in 2021?
That's hard to distinguish because we actually laugh all the time.
Oh,
There's not, I mean, really, like there's rarely a day that something doesn't strike us and we laugh hard.
What just happened when we were at our desks? There are so many
weird,
moments in a day,
so.
and we live in a really small house, and we have our offices set up in one really tiny room that this nice little divider divides.
You zoomed with your pajamas.
Oh, that's what happened. All of a sudden one day, okay, this was funny. All of a sudden one day, like I was scrambling to get my act together for a Zoom meeting for work. I was like, preparing for the meeting.
Mascara.
I got my mascara on. I did my hair. I get on like I'm all professional onto my Zoom meeting, and then the video comes up and I'm still in my pajamas.
Oh no.
And I was like, ah! And I quickly shut the Zoom video off.
But the best thing is that it was a shirt that had a sleepy donkey that says, "I don't do mornings," and it was noon.
My meeting was at noon. And
Noon is the morning, as far as I'm concerned.
no, I had been working all morning, but in my pajamas. And
Spring Willie says candlesticks with 3 exclamation points, and Shirley Davidson said, "What about laughing about the reindeer?"
The rain. Oh, okay. This is good. Shirley Davidson is my mom.
Oh, hi, Mom.
We visited them and over Thanksgiving, and we went to see, and they're in Nashville, and we went to see the a Chihuly glass exhibit at Cheekwood. It's an outdoor thing, so we're all masked and everything like that. And my mom, Carolyn, and I we were getting tired. It was cold, and we were trying to find our way out. It's night, and there's a maze, and we didn't want to have to walk more than we had to. And there were 2 live reindeer that I guess were on exhibit, and my mom got sort of flustered and walked right up to this young Southern blonde lady. And my mom goes, "Where's the reindeer?" And like really sort of crazy voice. And Carolyn and I are sort of taken aback. And so was this woman. And she goes, "Ma'am?" And then my mom goes, "Where's the reindeer?"
Show me the reindeer, lady.
And
And nobody gets hurt.
had a moment of self-reflection of like, oh, I can't believe I just did this. But, especially in COVID and my mom's mask and where's the reindeer? And we could hardly find the reindeer because we were laughing so hard.
laughing and crying
we've
for a
been
long time.
reflecting on that.
She's got a little like switchblade comb in her purse. Like, tell me where the reindeer are. Swear.
It was a hiking stick, actually.
Oh, perfect. She takes like my dad would take the tennis ball off of his cane and be like, "What are you doing, man?" No, I will say that the cookies reminded me of the hardest. It was technically 2020 because I sent them out for Christmas, but I also did cookie boxes and I sent them out to my friends, and I sent a few like immediate family and whatever. And I sent a few out to Austin, and I sent some to my producer, Chris. And he sent me this picture, and he was with the caption, "We got presents. They have to wait till Christmas Day, .. grumpy puppies." And for the podcast listeners, I'm showing a picture of a Weimaraner and a Weimaraner pity lab mix or something sniffing at a box underneath a Christmas tree. Okay. And I sent 2 boxes. One had the gifts in it, and then they were wrapped. And then one was like a white cake box with twine on it and a card. And he sent me that picture of like these 2 dogs like hovering over the scene. I was like, "Chris, there are cookies in that box. Get that off the floor. There are chocolate dipped pretzels in there. Like, are you trying to kill the dogs?" And I laughed so hard because like obviously it was just the juxtaposition of like them just not knowing that box was full of cookies and dove. Yeah, Chris just commented our puppies went bonkers. I'm like, yeah, you'd think if my dog only sniffed out one box and the bottom of a Christmas tree, it's either full of bacon, which would be very weird for someone to give me, or it's full of cookies.
Okay, so we just have to tell Chris that we're Weimaraner owners as well, and love our Weimaraners.
Love our Weimies, and I mean that box would have been obliterated. So we understand the challenge of having a cookie box with a Weimaraner in the house.
Yeah, Weimaraners are grown, are 100-pound toddlers.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Chris just came on the God mic saying we're totally new best friends. Yeah, it's having a Weimaraner is almost like being in the same religion. And I will tell you,
absolutely is.
My best friend in elementary school, her parents had 2 giant boy Weimaraners, and they were like 120, 150-pound dogs. Like, we're big ass dogs.
Yeah.
And they would run through the house, and it was this old 1830 like built house with these incredibly original wood floors, and they would run around the house, and if you were downstairs it was like Jurassic Park. You're like, no, like they
we know that pose. Yeah.
Like if they're running, if you can hear them running to the couch, like brace yourself. It's like Holly Hunter and Incredibles, brace yourselves, like it's bad.
Yes, we understand.
And then cut to college. I'm still great friends with Lucia. Shout out to Lucia Yackel. Leslie and I watches the show sometimes. Hi, Leslie. Shout out to one time in college, I thought I was going to barf in my sleep because I was drunk in college on Lucia's couch. And one of her dogs saw me, I'm assuming, gagging in my sleep and snooted me in the face until I got up. And he was like, get up, you don't barf on the couch. I get yelled at if I barf on the couch. So you're going to go. And he got my drunk ass to the bathroom. Like, he woke me up.
Good dog.
Yeah, he's a good, Wimes are the best. Claudia Kulaga. Come on, Claudia, that's Chris's wife and Weimaraner baby mama. Sandy Coast says, Daisy, is your Weimaraner named Daisy?
Yes.
Oh, I love a big galoot of a dog named something so delicate. Oh, Claudia's freaking out, apparently. Yes. It's the truth.
Yes. My mom. Yeah.
Chris says they're like drunk toddlers on coke. It's, yep.
My mom just joined a bunch of Weimaraner groups, and she was reporting that there would be people with young Weimaraners. And the thing about Weimaraners is you have to survive until they're like 6.
Yeah.
And, so everyone was like, I have this Weimaraner, I love it, but it was like sitting on him, and my mom said no one offered helpful advice. They just were like, and don't you love it? Don't you just love it? And that's exactly how my family is.
Ain't that about a Weim? Isn't that adorable? Oh, I love it. Oh, see, that's the thing. Like, because my dog's a Mexican hairless dog, and all the groups that I have her with, like, why is my dog so prickly? And I'm like, I don't know. No one knows. We don't know.
That's a dog for dressing.
Yeah, she wears a lot of clothes. She does. And she likes it. It's weird. If I ask her if she wants to put on a sweater, she like gets all excited and dances around. And I'm like, okay. But then cut to a couple weeks ago, she gets her first snow in Kansas City. Oh. And she's running around in the backyard with her feet going through it, like with her mouth like a shovel, like this is the best day of my life. I'm freezing, but I don't care. I'm like, I don't know who you are. It's very weird. Okay, I'm gonna ask you one more top 20 of the first 3 weeks of 2021. And then we're going to get into our last song, and then we're going to cut the stream. So if you have any questions, people online, now is the time to ask, because after this song, I'll be able to ask the questions that you want to hear. I do have one on lock if you don't get there, but I will be there if you are there. So if you want to ask a question, please do. And as far as the Venmo and PayPal situation goes, you know how it is. It's pinned below. It's at H-tempered on Venmo and at info@hardenedandtempered.com on Patreon. And you want to send a fist bump and a bourbon glass emoji so that they know that you listen to the show. Branding and taxes. That's what that's for. So my final question is, of 2021. Oh, that is not the right. I wrote vacation. That was the 2021 that made no damn sense. Okay. Your favorite thing about 2021 since then, we're going to go with trends. Is there like an online trend that you've noticed? Or I know that like Carolyn said she's not super into pop culture, but did you learn anything super cool? Like, oh, I can do my hair like this, or I can clean my bathtub like this, thanks to TikTok. Like, have you learned any fun, cool internet hacks or trends?
I don't think so. Nothing. I've
She's
learned
like,
nothing. Any? I don't think so.
The TikTok that we can't get enough of, but
Yeah?
I'm confused. I'm sort of confused by TikTok. I appreciate the best of TikTok that migrates over to like Twitter, but
oh yeah, the good
but
stuff.
I guess it's a Whippet that keeps getting dressed up, and it's like, right, the like,
Have you seen that?
Tika, I think her name is Tika the Iggy. I follow her.
but I'm confused because she shows up multiple times with multiple names, and I don't understand the TikTok. But we watch those pretty regularly, and
Our
say
friend
no
Spring sends
a
them to
lot.
us.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one that's like, here are all the outfits that I would have worn this season
Yeah.
if I could have gone out. Yeah. It is too much. I don't care. I couldn't wear it.
Exactly.
Yes.
I love that. The first time I saw that, I immediately sent it to a friend of mine who's Cuban, and that is literally her accent. Like, she sounds like that. That's the for people who don't know, the TikTok it's a voice augmentation, but she's obviously got like this beautiful accent. It's super sweet, and she's talking for the dog, and she dresses up this gray Italian greyhound, this whippet, like, which my dog is a quarter whippet, by the way, little tiny toothpick feet. But this tiny little stupid, I mean, like, when I say stupid, I mean in the best way. She's like a Vienna sausage with 4 toothpicks for feet. And then, like, if you made your hand into what looks sort of like a duck, that's what her head looks like. It's just this little, and she puts her in sweaters that have pom poms on the head, these big, and because they're Instagram famous, crochet and knitting artists like knit stuff for this dog. And it's fantastic. It's like things I would wear or things I couldn't wear. And people have taken it and ripped it apart and like let other dogs use it. See, now we need Daisy to have I couldn't wear it.
Oh, Daisy. She hates being dressed up.
Yeah,
We
she's
said-
she's
She
freewheeling.
hates it.
Yeah, she likes to run wild.
She said, I'm too big, I'm too silly.
Mhm.
That's the
Very
blessing and curse of the wine.
Yeah.
Too big, too silly. That's so sweet. Okay, we're gonna hear one more song from Hardened and Tempered. Then we're going to cut our feed and record some exclusive stuff for you. So if you want to see it, join the Patreon and tell your friends, because then we'll make fun of them
Frozen.
for you.
Wait, what?
Yay.
Or God bless the internet. No, I was gonna say that we're gonna hear one more song from Hardened and Tempered. But if you want to see the exclusive content, join our Patreon now and tell your friends so we can make fun of your friends on our show, and it'll be fun. It'll be great. And Kim will be back next week, and it'll be back to normal. But as for now, we're gonna hear one more song from Hardened and Tempered, and you should join our Patreon in the meantime and tip them on Venmo and PayPal. Hardened and Tempered, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you.
Yeah. This is the title track of the album. This next song's called Hold the Line. And I was in New Orleans for work. And I paid my respects to the grave of Homer Plessy, who was a civil rights activist who brought the case highlighting the injustice of separation by color, unfortunately. And unfortunately, he thought he could rely on our systems to earn equality, and instead the Supreme Court issued a horrific opinion that readily enshrined separate but equal. And it wasn't undone until Brown v. Board of Education in the 1960s. And I thought it was interesting how hard he fought so long ago, and it just was a moment of perspective of how much we have to keep fighting the good fight and get into that good trouble. and just keep it going and keep our eyes on the highest horizon. And so it's called Hold the Line. The guns are still and the dead remain. Buzzards swarm where the children play, searching for souvenirs. No time to mourn when the new day comes. Like the essence of coffee in my cup, I'm still warm but hollow. Hold the line on the high road. Hold with the patience for polish and protest. Hold the line with full devotion. In the ashes, the heart's a precious stone. Politicians pray, but they will not listen. On their collars are pins and ribbons, paper proof of our tears. Our calls for help and our cries of pain. We raise our arms, but for a warm embrace. Now, my friend, the enemy, hold the line on the high road. Hold with a patience for polish and protest. Hold the line with full devotion. In the ashes, the heart's a precious stone. We swing and step in good company, but the road is long, longer than it seems. I'll live these days, the rest of my years. I may tire, but I won't disappear. I'm a stone that paves the way. Hold the line on the high road. Hold with a patience for polish and protest. Hold the line with full devotion. In the ashes, the heart's a precious stone. In the ashes, the heart's a precious stone.
Ooh, okay. I always, try to come back on here all happy and stupid and silly, but I do want to thank you for the impactful music you make, and the content you create is important and, like I said earlier, honest. And we didn't fully touch you. You told people, like, we're talking to a nurse and a lawyer here, people. These are people who work really hard for things that a lot of people take for granted. And I just want to thank you both for not only your contributions to music, but your contributions to society. And just thank you for hanging out with us today.
Oh,
Thank you so
thank you
much.
for those kind
Yeah.
words. And we're so happy to be here.
Yeah, thank
Like,
you.
half of my family is in law, the other half is in military or nurse and medical field.
Uh-huh.
And I am blessed to be of a generation of girls. I have all lady cousins, I have all sisters, and 80% of the women in my family are all nurses or in the military or lawyers. Like it's
Wow.
kind of bananas. So
That's
I really appreciate
That's
everything you do.
awesome. Thank
It's
you.
Thank
incredible.
you.
Um, before we cut to the Patreon, I do want to give Kim asked a beautiful question earlier, and I know because she's good at what she does, it's one of those questions that she knows the answer. And we all know the answer here, but we'd love to be able to shout out your incredible foundation. Kim wanted to know, as a duo, you do a lot of benefit shows for nonprofits and various foundations. Which foundations hold a special place in your heart personally?
Well, I think personally, our foundation holds a very close place in our heart. It's a nonprofit we founded at the end of 2016 called Songs for the Soul. And the mission is to support the well being of frontline healthcare workers and societies, caregivers in general. And we do that through storytelling, through music, and we have programs that we offer to them to help them process their emotions, the grief, the trauma they experience doing caregiving work. And then we pair them with songwriters who put their stories into music to help them move through the emotion and their grief and loss at the next level through music.
That's fantastic. ATX Songs for the Soul. So be sure to
Yeah.
check that out. Donate in any which way you can. Kristen, is there an organization that you guys have done a benefit show for, or particularly that you would like to showcase?
Um, well, I mean, we spend a lot of our time working on Songs for the Soul, so that's usually where our extra efforts go. But I really think that organization that there are two that I think are pretty wonderful. One is called Gideon's Promise, and it's a training program for public defenders, and the Equal Justice Initiative in Alabama.
100%. Gideon's Promise is doing incredible work. That if you have the resources to be able to educate yourself and you have the resources to be able to donate to those organizations, please do. They are imperative. And honestly, though the support is very wide, it is always lacking in needs of support. So always please consider donating to ATIX, Songs for the Soul, and the other projects we've mentioned today. Like there's yeah, there we go. Chris put a bunch of links in the comments on the Facebook page. So if you're listening to this, like please look in the links in the bios. We'll be able to provide those places for you. It's just really important. Like we're all suffering, and I think we, if you're in the position that you have an extra $5 or $10 to throw somewhere, it'll only make you feel better. There's really, yeah, I think the reality of our situation should have been setting with people for a long time, but now we're in this beautiful reformative moment where we have, tomorrow we have an opportunity to be different people and we can put our money where our mouth is. And I think that's important. So thank you again for all of your contributions to the Austin, Texas community. And I mean, in general, just being awesome voices. So thank you for being here today.
Thank you for having us. This has been great.
And we have a whole couple of weeks showed up with shows, so continue to follow us. We're gonna be back next week. We are gonna film a super secret awesome Patreon content for you, a couple more questions and a song. So if you're interested, please join our Patreon. We would love to have you in the family. We do really treat you all like family. It feels very much like that. Being a Midwestern middle child, I've definitely asked family for money, so it's not that weird. We just really appreciate you all. Thank you for joining us tonight. We're going to cut this feed. Join us on Patreon. Thank you, Kristen and Carolyn. We will see you all next time. But we're going to film some stuff for you. But bye, Faith.
It
People
is
that I liked.
so